My manager kept scheduling me for emergency shifts until I discovered they weren't emergencies at all. I need you to come in tomorrow. It's an emergency. My manager Diane's text arrived at 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, just as I was settling in for a much-needed weekend after working 6 straight days. I was exhausted, but this wasn't unusual. As a nurse at Lakeside Care Center, I understood emergencies happened. What's the situation? I texted back. Staffing emergency. Melissa called out sick again. I sighed but agreed to come in. This was the 3rd emergency shift this month. Each time I canceled plans, rearranged my life, and pushed through exhaustion because healthcare workers don't abandon patients during crises. What I didn't know was that I was being manipulated. The revelation came unexpectedly during my emergency shift. I was chatting with Melissa, the supposedly sick nurse who had come in to drop off paperwork. Thanks for covering my shift today, she said casually. Diane said you volunteered so I could attend my son's championship game. Diane told me you were sick. Melissa's confused expression mirrored my own. Number I requested this day off 3 months ago. It's on the calendar. A sick feeling settled in my stomach as pieces clicked into place. I pulled out my phone and scrolled through texts from the past 6 months. Every emergency followed the same pattern. Someone called out sick, or there was a vague staffing crisis that only I could solve. During lunch, I quietly asked other nurses about their experiences. None had received these emergency texts. Just me, the newest nurse who'd never said no. That evening, I checked the master schedule in the break room. Every shift I'd been emergency called for had been marked as needing coverage weeks in advance. These weren't emergencies, they were anticipated. Staffing gaps Diane hadn't bothered to fill properly. Instead of finding replacement nurses through proper channels, she'd wait until the last minute and manipulate me with false emergencies, knowing my dedication to patients would override everything else. I was furious but uncertain how to proceed. Confronting Diane directly seemed risky. She controlled my schedule and performance reviews. Growing to her supervisor felt like escalating too quickly, so I developed a simple plan. The next time Diane texts the emergency shift tomorrow morning, Janet has a family emergency, I responded differently. I'm so sorry to hear about Janet's situation. This seems to be happening frequently. I'd like to help find a solution to these staffing emergencies. Can we schedule a meeting with ER and nursing administration to discuss how to improve our coverage system? I've documented all the emergency shifts I've covered and noticed they follow a pattern we might be able to address proactively. Her response was telling. I'll find someone else, and suddenly, miraculously, she did find someone else. The emergency was solved without me. For the next 2 weeks, no emergency texts came. Then on a Friday night, need you tomorrow morning, emergency. This time I replied, I'd be happy to help during this emergency. Per workplace regulations, emergency shifts qualify for crisis pay at 1.75x regular rate. Please confirm this emergency shift will be compensated accordingly. Her response, actually, we've resolved the situation. I realized then that I held more power than I thought. I began responding to every emergency with either a request for crisis pay or a suggestion to involve higher management in solving the pattern of staffing emergencies. The text stopped completely 2 months later during a staff meeting. Our nursing director announced a new policy. All schedule changes must be posted 14 days in advance, and last-minute coverage would indeed receive premium crisis pay. Diane wouldn't meet my eyes during the announcement. What surprised me most was discovering 3 other newer nurses had been experiencing the same manipulation from different managers. Once we compared notes, we realized we'd all been targeted because of our reputations as team players who wouldn't complain. I still pick up extra shifts sometimes. The difference is now they're requested properly, scheduled in advance, and compensated fairly, and true emergencies, real ones, are recognized and valued appropriately. The experience taught me something crucial. Dedication to patients doesn't require martyrdom. By standing up for fair treatment, I didn't just help myself, I helped improve conditions for everyone. Sometimes the most caring thing we can do is establish boundaries and ensure we'll be able to provide that care sustainably for years to come.